Your session is titled Micro Businesses Are Coming. Is your community ready? This sounds a little bit ominous.
I know.
Should
I
I
know.
be
I
in
was
fear?
thinking of the fact that it does sound like a little bit like the Terminators are coming,
Right.
and so that'll be a little bit of fun, I think, to understand what is a micro business, and what their needs are versus other businesses. And so we'll start with some understanding of what micro businesses are. First off, why are they growing and where? And so that'll be interesting. And we have a lot of information now on micro businesses that we didn't have a few years back. So we'll be able to look at not only places where they grow, but what about places, by the types of economies that they have that help maybe facilitate micro businesses. So you can think of some resources that are helpful, but we've uncovered some interesting things about communities that have been growing a lot in micro businesses that maybe are lesser known. And so we'll be showcasing some of that at the presentation. And then we're going to turn to really what are some characteristics of these owners, micro business owners? What are some of the things that they need for support? And then we'll end with a discussion around what are some ways that communities can help support these micro businesses, because they are good for your community, and we'll show you some of that data as well. But how can you support them as a business, and how are they different, from just your regular business that needs support? Well, micro businesses are a little different, so we'll cover that as well. You can be a micro business and really just only need it for supplemental income and be happy with that. I mean, who doesn't know someone who does artwork or something on the side, and they just have that for supplemental income, and that's great. But other folks want to leave their full-time job and turn all their focus to their micro business, which they want to grow into a small business and want to grow into an even bigger business. So those are the folks that both are important, actually. Both of them bring new dollars to a community. It's just that those ones who are interested in starting their own business, you want to help them grow, obviously, because that just means more benefit for them and for your community. All right. Well, I'm Alan Spell. I'm an assistant extension professor here at the University of Missouri. I do industry research, economic research, workforce studies for extension and for grants and contracts that we have. I have over 25 years experience in economic development research.
And I'm Luke Dietterle. I work with Alan here in Exceed. So I won't repeat everything he said because I do all of that alongside him, but I'll add that we also produce economy briefs every 3 weeks or 3 weeks to a month. And I also host the Show Me Most Success podcast. So that's a venue where we get to highlight all of the great things that Extension's doing. It's a great spot for somebody who's very curious. I get to learn new stuff every day. Every day's different. And it's just fun being a problem solver. I don't know. I like looking at all sorts of different facets of an issue and, working with people, smarter people than me, to, figure all that out. So it's nice to be surrounded by a lot of brilliant people here at the university. So
I really have a interest in helping communities understand what helps them grow and continue to be economically healthy, and really down to the individual. It matters, that we have spaces for our young folks to grow and be productive and happy in the communities they live in. So that's obviously an overarching theme, but what I like is diving into the information, the data that helps us understand these stories, because it's not simple. If it was simple, then we wouldn't be needed. But economic development is hard, and so I enjoy looking at it from all different aspects and seeing where we can uncover some insights that may help communities. One thing we want to highlight to communities, I mean, there's several different things, but one thing is awareness, growing awareness of who these micro businesses are is one thing, but also connecting them, helping them network in their local community, because you think about the case of someone who knows computer programming, someone who knows, this other service or whatever. And, you get in the same room and you can figure out, oh, well, you know how to do this and I don't, and maybe we can collaborate, or maybe you need my services to stand up a website or something like that. So, that's basic, helping local businesses network and stuff. But a micro business can be someone who's got a full-time job. So, you got to think of a different setup for those folks. It's not going to be someone who can show up at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. You're going to have to think of different ways to engage those folks, maybe after hours, for example. So things like that we'll talk about as well.
There's just so much room for innovation right now, and there's so many smart people in very technical roles that probably have all sorts of ideas that could maybe spin off into a business. So, just I guess being aware of some of those kinds of things, and if they are happening in your community, is just another thing to keep an eye on.